go ahead and get into our first game here. Spawning in the top right corner of L13 Stronghold in purple, playing for all inspiration. It's our Zerg player PsyRex. And his opponent in the bottom right hand corner of L13, it's in yellow, playing for Team Lucky 13. It is Hooler. So this is a very large map, but Hooler's actually going to be a little bit luckier. He's sending his Overlord over the correct direction first, but looks like PsyRex is actually going to be drone scouting, so he'll be able to find out where his opponent is pretty quickly here. I believe this is his drone's clicky over here, fairly certain at least, so he'll see what's going on pretty much immediately, but neither player is really going for anything super aggressive just yet. On big maps in ZVZ, it's always kind of, do I go ahead and take this greedy expand really quickly, or do I do a very quick pool build and try to catch my opponent doing a greedy economic build? So, but PsyRex actually, he gets in and he sees where his opponent is. That's nice for him, at least. He's gonna be a little bit ahead with information, but there's not really much to see just yet, other than the fact there is no pool down. Both players are getting to that point where they could throw a pull down fairly soon, but it looks like actually both of them might be going for hatch first, so seeing identical builds will be cool, but actually Hooler is going to be going for this pool first on 15. And no decision just yet from PsyRex. I'm not sure if he was waiting to see a drone come down for this hatchery, and he's actually going to take his hatchery first. And, oh, maybe not. Apparently not. I'm not sure why. That may have been just a misclick there, because he hasn't seen this pool just yet. He must have just misclicked that very briefly, but not a big deal. But, I mean, at this point, Hooler's pool is almost about finished here, and his hatchery is down at basically the same exact time as PsyRex's, so, and still no pool yet from PsyRex. So Hooler has a chance to do some early aggressive damage here if he wants to. He is getting a gas pretty quickly, so he's going to have the option for speed before his opponent's pool even starts. And actually his opponent is going to be going for a 3-hatch play. 3-hatch in ZVZ. I'm not sure if he thought, I think he saw, with this drone over here, I think he saw a drone coming down for Hooler and assumed that it was a hatch first. But he does see that the pool is done and the gas is on the way, and this hatchery isn't quite there yet, so. And Hooler's actually, he's getting in and he's seeing that this third hatchery is here, so pretty ballsy, risky play here coming out of PsyRex, but this may not go his way. I mean, his pool has just now started and a queen is just about to finish here for Hooler. Nothing on the gas yet that Hooler has here, but yeah, well, he's taken his own third hatchery. So I guess upon seeing the fact that his opponent was going this 3-hatch, he's going to go ahead and go 3-hatch too. He does have an earlier queen. He's actually getting a second queen before his opponent's pool is even finished, or even halfway done. So his larva production is going to be so far ahead of his opponent. And PsyRex did have that kind of unfortunate misclick, I guess, earlier. So this hatchery ended up coming in at the same exact time as this one, so he doesn't have any advantage at all so far in this game. His pool just now finishing up, and he is getting his own gas and putting drones into that, but Hooler actually hasn't taken or used his gas at all, and there are actually 10 lings on the way for PsyRex. I'm not sure if he's assuming there's going to be a lot of lings coming out of Hooler. He hasn't really seen anything to make him think that, I guess, but I guess 10 lings is something you might want to have. It's always nice. He did see that gas and pool done early, so he might be expecting this kind of an early push, especially given the fact that he knows his opponent saw this third base up when he saw it. So you kind of expect an attack to be coming in, but he's going straight into a mainland nest, not even going for speed first. And Hooler, he just now put drones in this gas, and a good amount of lings turning into banelings can kill off a whole lot of these drones before anything can really be done. Hooler is getting a roach warren up pretty quickly here, and he is up to 3 gases now. So if he's able to get out some roaches prior to these lings being across the map, they don't have speed, so yeah, it looks like he's actually going to back off and just continue droning out. It looks like this is a completely defensive play. Meanwhile, it looks like Hooler is probably going to a quick +1 something carapace or ranged attack with his roaches, and he's going to be super safe. And again, he's just, ever so slightly ahead of his opponent pretty much this entire game. 32 workers, 25 in favor of Hooler here. And his first 2 lings are out now. And it's actually going to be Lair and +1 attack coming out for Hooler very, very quickly here. Not even bothering making any roaches off of that. He's still sitting on just this few amount of lings so far. What's he got? He's got 8 lings. Oh, he's got 4 lings, never mind. 4 lings and these 3 queens. That's what counts for the army's play, I guess. Wasn't expecting that. It's like the Spanish Inquisition. Just not expecting it. But Hooler gonna be looking in, trying to see what he can see. Neither player has speed done. And actually, it's gonna be Burrow coming from Hooler, so this could get really interesting really, really quickly. His lings actually get in, so they're going to see absolutely everything. They see the billion that's done, they see how many gases are done, at least here, and they have seen that there are 2 gases here. He did see another gas here, so I think that's why he started throwing down spore crawlers in his main base, but no Spire just yet for PsyRex, but it looks like that's probably going to be his main idea. Actually, I guess upon seeing no Spire, he's canceled those spore crawlers that he was building, so he feels a little bit safe at least. But there's going to be Burrow and Tunneling Claws on the way for Hooler, so this is going to be quite interesting. And PsyRex really looks like he's setting up here for going into Mutalisks. He's got a lot of gases available to use. He's actually only in 3 of them right now. He has 3 more he can put drones into whenever he does decide to do that, but 11 roaches are already on the way, actually out in the field here for Hooler. His lair is finished, +1 is going to be finished pretty soon. Tunneling Claws will be done pretty soon. Burrow is already done, so with no detection available, and it's going to be hard for PsyRex to actually scout this out and actually see it coming. Unless he, well, Hooler, if Hooler runs all of his roaches underneath this overload here, once they have Tunneling Claws, they get that little upgrade, or kind of skin change to them. He'll be able to see that, but it may not matter because he is getting his Spire. It is on the way, and there aren't any spore crawlers just yet. There's only this 1 Spire crawler here. Looks like Hooler is really, really committing to this Burrow roach play here. These roaches are about to have Tunneling Claws. They do have Tunneling Claws now, so you do see that little skin change that they do have. And they're going to be moving along on the way here. Looks like he's actually going to hide this for as long as possible, so even if there are any overloads across the map, he's not going to see this. Unless he manages to see the kind of the shadow moving along. He does, let's see. Is he going to notice this tiny, tiny shadow when he's probably not even looking at that section of the map right now? All he's looking at is that is no red on the map, and there isn't any red on the map. His Spire is just about finished, so this could turn into an interesting kind of base trade situation almost, since there are only queens and a spine crawler back home. Spore crawlers are already finished for Hooler in each of his bases, so he's going to be nice and protected against all of the Mutalisks that come out. It's going to be 13 Mutalisks, but at the same time, this is a lot of roaches, and if he splits these roaches up into each one of these bases, he's going to get a ton of damage done before anything can really be done to them. The mutas may pop at pretty much the most opportune time possible if Hooler decides to go for attack, but I think he sees the Mutalisks popping, and he knows that he doesn't really want to attack into that immediately. And for some reason I don't have like sound effects on. It's kind of strange. Or they're really, really quiet. Whatever, but ton of Burrow roaches here. They do have +1. +2 is on the way, and they unburrow. Queen goes down immediately. Drones are going down, and PsyRex is just losing a lot right now. What's he got? Already 20 workers have been killed. The lair is going to go down, and as soon as he wants to get out of here, he's just going to burrow and leave. There's no detection anywhere. I don't believe. No detection here. And lair is gone, so if he wants to be able to detect anything, he's going to have to build some spore crawlers. Without that lair, he's not able to make any overseers at all. So mutas are doing a good amount of work here, but at the same time, 39 workers have died. 54 to 21 workers right now. Lings are moving across the map, trying to do what they can, but they are slow, and they are fighting against +1 roaches. But I don't think PsyRex or Hooler really cares. He's just going for workers and queens right now. He may take out the last queen. No. He's going to have to burrow and get out of there. He really is. He lost a lot there, but at the same time, he's pretty much perfectly safe back home. There's only 1 spore crawler at the third base, so the third base is kind of exposed, but there are plenty of spore crawlers everywhere else. So these Mutalisks aren't able to get in besides doing a little bit of kind of annoyance damage. And the Lings, without any upgrades, aren't going to be able to do much anything. +1 Carapace just finished for PsyRex, but +2 is finished for the roaches. Mutas do pop in here, and they're going to start going to work on everything that they can go to work on, but they may actually kill this third base since this Spore Caller is kind of placed a little poorly. But after this attack, he doesn't really have anything left. He's on one base basically, and there are Spore Callers over here in the main. So, and actually, Muta's fighting against the Spore Caller, and 4 Mutas died to that Spore Caller. Not the most desirable trade, but 21 Hydralisks actually on the way now. And once these pop, these 15 Mutalisks aren't going to be able to do too much. And Hydras are indeed out, and actually Hydras look like they were focusing on Ling, so most of those Hydras died. But he does have a good amount of Hydras back in his main base to fend off this aggression. And at the same time, he's up on workers still, up by 13. And he has +2 attack finished. And with a good amount of Hydras and Roaches, he's going to be able to push his force back and even retake his third, add on some hatcheries. But Ling's actually trying to swing in to the main base, and actually they're gonna sneak in. They are slow, so it's not the biggest of issues. It is a bit of a noise. Another Queen looks like it's going to go down, which indeed it does. But same time, again, what does PsyRex have back home? He's even up the worker count just about. They are even on bases technically. They are both on lair, but PsyRex's lair tech is in all these mutas, and mutas are kind of not really good against Spore Callers, which is really nice to see after the beginning of HOTS, where there was just mutas versus mutas, and whoever had more mutas would just win. It's every ZVZ ever. 3 more mutas go down, and he's actually going to start focusing down on this Hydra Den, and he's going to force the army to come back for Hooler. Just not enough defense back here. He is losing mutas to a stationary defense item, but at the same time he's doing a good amount of damage here. Loses another Mutalisk, but he's keeping it working kind of even. 33-34 now, and with that, PsyRex has kind of brought himself back into this game. And PsyRex's third base is coming in again. This is in a natural location, so it's kind of in a better spot, but this is interesting to go for. +2 Flyer Carapace is actually on the way for these Mutalisks, so they're going to last a little bit longer against Spore Callers if he decides to start fighting against Spore Callers, and doing a nice job finding any Overlords that he possibly can, and again, just going after this third base. But all the army is here for Hooler. He's going to push that away. A couple more Spore Callers, and he's going to fight again. He's going to start fighting against these Spore Callers. It's not the best of decisions. He loses 2 more Mutalisks, third Mutalisk, maybe even a 4th. Actually, he loses a 4th and tries to run away. The Spore Caller is about dead, and running into a Spore Caller as well on the way out, loses another Mutalisk. And now he is down to 6 Mutalisk at the moment. A little bit rough here for our Purple Zerg player. There are a bunch of juicy Overlords sitting here, which will be nice for PsyRex if you can scout those out and find a way to kill and kind of get back in this game in some fashion. Because he's just trying to scratch, or what is it called? Clone scratch his way back in the game. Is that the phrase that normal people would use? Normal people? I'm an intelligent man. PsyRex is actually taking a massive worker lead now. He just needs to do something about his army not being very, very effective against this army of Hooler. Link speed isn't even finished for PsyRex. Actually, neither player has link speed, which is kind of interesting. But oh well. Hooler is taking a 4th base, still without really having enough drones to saturate 3 bases. But he's got Spore Callers everywhere right now. He's got 2 here. He only got 2 in the main as well. Wouldn't be the worst of decisions to add another Spore Crawler, just to be extremely safe. Because all your opponent has right now are these Mutalisks. It is a very small Mutalisks, and they do have +2 Carapace here in a moment. Actually, 7 more Mutas are on the way. PsyRex finally starting to add in some more army units. I'm not sure if he was just kind of being indecisive about what he wanted to do, but there wasn't anything happening for a little while. And both players are just kind of sitting back, trying to get back into a stage where they can actually attack each other and feel okay about it. Hooler does have this base up. He does have Spore Callers everywhere, so he should feel safe enough to move across the map and start attacking. These Hydras do have +0/+2, or +2/+0, I guess, technically, if you want to say that. So they're going to chew through those mutas pretty easily, and it's not a huge mutaflock or anything. There are 13 out, and 9 more are on the way. It's fairly hefty, but at the same time, that's a good amount of Hydras sitting there. And even with Spore Crawlers, Adding on a few more Hydralisks is basically all that Hooler's going to want or even need to do. He's going to be able to push across the map safely. But until that situation occurs, he's going to sit back home and feel as safe as possible. Making sure that there's absolutely nothing. There's no way that he's going to lose this game, but he's losing more and more Overlords. How many Overlords have died this game? That's 8 Overlords that he's lost. So that's a nice little pickup there for our Purple Zerg player. Again, he's just trying to find his way back into this game. He's actually up to 70 workers now. So his economy is really going to be booming, which is going to be really nice for him. But again, he's just sitting on all of these Mutalisk and nothing else. He has no Lings and no Banelings to back this up and to actually engage the ground army. A good amount of Banelings rolling into all of these kind of soft Hydras here would work out pretty nicely, but at the moment he's not really anywhere near that. He does have the Baneling Nest and he does have the spawning pool, obviously, but no speed, no Baneling speed either. So there's really nothing he can really do. Enough Spore Collars are really going to push him away. He's got a lot of mutas, and that's 28 Mutalisks. If nothing else, he's keeping his own hide safe here. His opponent can't attack him, just because if he does, he's going to lose pretty much. He's going to lose in his entire army. And with the economy that PsyRex has back home, he should feel okay about that. Infestation Pit is finally on the way for Hooler. He's going to be able to go into Hive. Still no extra Evo Chamber, and nothing beyond +1, +2 right now, or 2-1. So PsyRex is AFK. Okay, makes total sense. Yeah. Well, he just doesn't. He's got. I don't know. They're just not producing units. It's kind of a hard thing to do at this moment. Finally getting Ling Speed, and I think he realizes that, hey, I should build some Lings and get Ling Speed. So he is finally going to do that. He's got a little almost poke in there, but that's a lot of Hydras. That is 33 Hydralisks, and regardless of the fact that you have 28 Mutalisks, you're not going to want to fight that. There's really no point in doing that. You need to wait for reinforcements, and he's finally actually making some Banelings. Actually, a ton of Banelings, morphing in 44 Banelings, but these Banelings are going to get caught out by the army here, and yeah, they're going to die for free, which really sucks. And they don't have speed anyway, so they're going to start crashing into basically the front army here. Almost getting some good connections. That was kind of nice, about as good as you can hope for in that situation. But 200 supply to 140 supply. Meters are gonna. It's a big meter flock, and they're gonna start taking them out what they can. There are only 2 Spore Crawlers, and they're gonna die pretty quickly. They get one kill, so that's not bad at all. And only another 1 kill, but at the same time, he's gonna lose his entire everything. He has nothing back home to defend against any of this, and if Hooler feels necessary, he's just gonna put Spore Crawlers everywhere and be just fine. He is putting a bunch of Spore Crawlers and Spine Crawlers around where he can, and trying to just go for a base race here. Ling Speed is finally finished, so Lings are actually going to be able to get in and do some damage compared to never doing damage. And all of Hooler's tech is kind of dying right now. Same time, PsyRex is losing absolutely everything here. He's already lost a good chunk of his drones, but so has Hooler. So this is actually turning into almost kind of a base race, but there's absolutely no way that Hooler is going to lose in an army versus army engagement. And actually these Mutalisks are kind of fighting against these Overlords, which is really unnecessary. I think he finally realizes that and starts going after things that matter. Killing off another queen and actually killing off the lair here in a moment. And Lings are taking care of this 4th base, have already done so. A couple more roaches have popped out. And again, this is just kind of an elimination situation right now. PsyRex is going to try to build a hatchery over in the far top left corner, and actually he's doing okay here. He's doing okay for himself, but that's a lot of Spine Crawlers and a lot of Spore Crawlers back here at this remaining base for Hooler. And I think Hooler realizing that he needs to actually kill everything off, he split up a little bit off his army, and he's going to start going after this hatchery that's left over, and hopefully allowing his static defense to take care of any army that comes in. Lings are pushing in, but they don't have any upgrades at all, and they're going after just these Spine Crawlers. Yeah, that's not going to work out too well for him. Mutalisks popping in, trying to actually go for the Spine Crawlers rather than killing the Spore Crawlers. Yeah. And we're down to 9 Mutalisks now against that many Spore Crawlers. That's never going to work. So this is going to go in favor of Hooler, but PsyRex, credit to him, did as much as he possibly could damage-wise. He has finally lost his entire army. He's actually sitting on 0 supply, and he's going to call a GG there. So Hooler is going to even up the series here. 1-1. So GG to him.